Hello, everyone. Welcome to a vinyl filled music appreciation episode. I may dip into my iPhone here really quickly as well, just to mention a few things really quickly. Okay, so man, it has been a minute since I've done these. Let's see, I left off with Lamb of God, I think, on the last one. So, what is worthy of talking about? Inhuman Condition with their album Rat God. It's very heavy and surprised me with how good it was. Sorry, to check and make sure I was recording. Surprised me with how good it was. Somebody did comment when I talked about it on Instagram and said that it was intended to be another band's album and then it wasn't. But Inhuman Condition, Rat God. And, well, camera won't focus. That's fine. DJ Shadow. I am going to talk about a DJ Shadow thing here in a minute, but heard his first album being played at Planet Score. Asked the guy about it. He told me about it. I looked up their first two records. Actually, Jarrett gifted them to me. Thank you, Jarrett. He also gifted me this other thing I want to show you here in a minute. But DJ Shadow's awesome. Very rhythmic based, drum based with some melody, but it's more focused on rhythm, and it makes for good background music for the other several things I like to do, read, that sort of thing. I heard Graham Nash song from the album Songs for Beginners in an episode of Mythic Quest on Apple TV. If you haven't seen that show, that's also a really good show. I forgot to mention in my last video. But the song was There's Only One. And it's a beautiful song. But that whole album was great. Graham Nash Songs for Beginners. Eddie Van Halen's son put out his debut album, Mammoth WVH, and it's self-titled. It's very good. It's very modern sounding, very polished. He did all of the instrumentation and vocals on the album, and it's very, very impressive stuff. I'm not usually pulled towards radio rock very much, but any one of the songs feel like they could be a radio hit. And there's also some Tool sounding moments and stuff like that, so I dig that big time. Listen to Danny Elfman's new double album of original music. He used to be in Oingo Boingo, of course, and then did a bunch of music for Tim Burton movies. But that album is insane. It's very Zappa-esque. Highly recommend it for adventurous listening. Sort of symphonic metal-ish. Just weird. Crowbot's EP Rat Child. Yep, that's right. Oh, we got Rat God and Rat Child this episode. Very cool. I had never really dug into Crowbot stuff, but saw that it was a new release, so I checked it out. Very rock and roll with a new twist. Sort of reminds me of Every Time I Die a little bit, but a little more melodic. 4 songs on the EP, and they're all great. One of them actually sounds like Queen quite a bit. Also, lots of GNR flavor in there. Frank Zappa's estate put out a double or triple album, I'm not really sure, of Zappa's last United States gig in 1988. Very, very good sounding. I I don't know who's going over those tapes and making them sound as good as they do, but man, I was really impressed by this one. This one's from Nassau Coliseum, and great versions of Torture Never Stops, Inca Roads, the Black Page reggae version. There's sort of a reggae vibe that weaves in and out of this show. Lots of criticism of televangelists. He was big time on that. And let's see. Oh, yeah, there's some Beatles covers too that they use alternative lyrics on a lot of them. So, very, very good stuff. Highly recommend. And I just barely dipped into the Dream Theater official bootleg from Images and Words live in Japan 2017 at the Budokan. I like it. I don't absolutely love it. I've sort of come to a point with that band where um, the overuse of effects on the vocals and the approach that Mike Mangini has towards the drums, I'm not the hugest fan. Used to be all about that band, and now it's sort of you get what you get, you know? They're not really willing to change very much. It's all sort of the same. And now, it is cool to hear them play the whole old record, though. That's always an interesting thing. So, or maybe it's not always that interesting. In this case, I'm only halfway through. I can't really judge. This is DJ Shadow's Preemptive Strike. This is a bunch of early material that they put out before the legal stuff came down on sampling. So let's see. This is from. It has a few different years on it, but this is a 2-disc set. 93, 95, and 97. So this is a lot of different stuff, but very, very good. Have yet to be disappointed by anything DJ Shadow has done. Still need to dive more into it. Link Ray compilation. I basically bought this just for Rumble, which Jimmy Page talked about a lot in one of his documentaries, but really enjoy Link Ray. Has a lot to offer and is so not what I usually listen to, but I was up all night last weekend and just started going through a bunch of new stuff, and while I was reading, this made for good reading. Rage Against the Machine Battle of Los Angeles. This was a one of the holes in my collection, and I've steadily been collecting these. This is one of my first heavy records, and it holds a really special place in my heart. Last weekend I went to hiking with a friend of mine, and this is what we jammed on the way to and from. Mastodon Blood Mountain. Really, really good. This is my prime era for Mastodon. Saw them at one of my local bars for this tour, and this vinyl sounds awesome. And I gotta show this off really quickly because I was surprised by this. Boom. Love that green. Gotta put this back up, and then we can move on to our next album that I have to show off here. Listened to this yesterday. This album has a weird. Um, it opens downward, and it's a black and white queen themed album. You have a white side. Sorry. You have a black queen side and a white queen side. Lyrically, it is themed that way as well. I must admit, I am not as familiar with side one of this record as I should be. This was not always the record that I would go to. In fact, it's one of the least listened to, and that's I'm finding that I should like it a lot more because it's very heavy. So I'll be listening to this a lot. Moving on to the Genesis set that I may have shown off in another video. This was a bargain buy, but Nursery Crime and Foxtrot was not over the moon impressed by either of these, but I'm finding that the Genesis albums for me are not full album listens, whereas normally classic prog is that way for me, but I'm just not as top to bottom impressed with these as some of the solo stuff from these guys. So I don't know. They sound very good though. They're very well produced. The bass in particular sounds great. Drumming is great. But yeah, I don't know. I've yet to be 100% sold. Van Halen single for Pretty Woman. The B-side has Happy Trails on it. These are probably going to be very seldom listened to, but I love the band shot on that one. This is a radio edit as well. I think both of these are radio versions. This is from 1984. I'll Wait. With it's actually not listed what the B-side is, but the B-side is Girl Gone Bad, which was a total surprise, and is Girl Gone Bad might be in my top 5 Van Halen songs ever. Some people would say that's a very bold statement because it's on 1984, but some people are stupid. So, moving on. This is the last thing I had to show you. This is a Record Store Day buy. Rage Against the Machine Battle of Mexico City. This is the first time this has ever been put on vinyl, but we have a green and a red, and the white is the middle section for the Mexican flag for those colors. But yeah, has a bit of a backstory on it. This is just really nicely put together set. I have started putting my records in nicer inserts. But yeah, this is just a really nice looking vinyl, and sounds great. The only criticism I had of it was, and this goes back to the original mixing of the crowd into the audio. There's really steep climbs and declines when they decided to throw in the crowd noise towards the end and beginnings of some of the songs. It's just odd. There's another approach, or another album that approaches that very much the same way, is a Rush record, Exit Stage Left. Has very steep rises and declines in volume of the crowd and in and out of songs. They didn't do that on this, I don't think, where besides at the end of each side, I don't think there's any like severe drop offs in volume. But and whatever, it's an approach. But there's that. Until next time. Thanks for watching.